I have long said that consistency is the secret sauce to successful running. If you want to be a good runner, you have to train consistently. You can't take time off for silly reasons. We have to stick with the plan. And a big part of that is actually knowing what to focus on. And today in this video, I want to talk about focus, a key sports psychology skill that is critical to helping you accomplish more of your running goals. And really, when we talk about focus, there are two different types of focus. There's short, medium, and long-term focus. That's focusing a week from now, a month from now, or even 2 years from now. It's thinking big picture. It's thinking long-term. But then there's also focusing on what's right in front of your face. It's on the hill repetition that you're currently running, the track interval that you're running, or maybe you're in the last mile of a 5K and you need to focus on giving it your all and not giving up and practicing some mental toughness. That is an element of focus. And so today I want to give you several strategies for better focus, not just on what's right in front of you, on that particular workout or race that you're running right now, but also on long-term focus. So what I want to do is give you 3 examples. I want to give you an example of how to better focus on your running right now when you're doing it. I want to give you some ideas on how to make that easier in the grand scheme of things. And then also I want to talk more about focusing several months from now so that you know what you're working toward and that makes it much easier to stay on track. All right, first I want to start really big picture. If you don't have to focus very much when you're running, you're not going to build the skill of focusing. So tip number 1 here is to put yourself in a position where you need to focus. And that means train appropriately. Let's do a workout every week. Let's run races regularly. And let's do a long run every week, most weeks. So if you're doing a workout every week and a long run most weeks, and you're doing a race, a couple times during each training cycle, and you are really going through a proper training schedule, then you are giving yourself opportunities to practice focus. Because it's really easy to go and run easy for half an hour. It's hard to go and run 15 or 20 miles. It's hard to go do a challenging workout on the track or a series of hill repetitions or running a race, obviously. These are moments when you have to focus on the task at hand, and that getting too distracted or not focusing on your perceived effort and what's going on around you can really have some negative effects on your performance. So advice number 1 here is to make sure that you have to focus regularly. Do the long runs, do the workouts, and race regularly. But it's not enough just to expose yourself to situations where you do need to focus. You also have to do so in a more conscientious way. You have to be more mindful of what you're doing. And so I do this for myself, and I advise my clients to do it as well. If you were to do your long runs, your workouts, and your races with no music, no podcasts, let's get those distractions out of your ear so that you can focus on the task at hand and you can focus on your perceived effort. Because if you are drowning out the signals that your body is giving you, signals like what your breathing sounds like, how your feet sound hitting the pavement or the trail, how your breathing feels, how your legs feel, even how your body feels in general. All those senses are going to be dulled if you're blasting music or if you're listening to an amazing podcast even. Maybe the strength running podcast. There's a time for listening to podcasts when you're running, but when we're doing our priority workouts, let's leave those distractions at home. Let's more get in touch with our selves, and really what that means is learn to decipher the language that your body is trying to speak to you. All the metrics of perceived effort are there. You just have to pay attention to them. Finally, we have to know what we're focusing on. Too many runners don't have any big goals. And if they do have big goals, they don't have any small goals. And so it's incredibly important to have both. Let's have the long-term big goals, the stretch goals, the big, hairy, audacious goals. Maybe it's a sub-3 marathon, qualifying for Boston, running a sub-6-minute mile or a sub-7-minute mile, breaking 20 in the 5K, whatever it is. Let's know what it is so that we have our North Star to always guide us. But that doesn't mean we're only focusing on the big things, the really exciting things. We also have to set some smaller goals. And these goals help pave the way for the more challenging goals. You can't accomplish the big stuff without first accomplishing some little things. And so here I like to focus on training goals. Let's try to set a weekly mileage record. Or, even better, a monthly mileage record that forces you to think a little bit more long term. Let's be more consistent with our strength training or with our warm-up routines than ever before. So look at your training, see what has to improve, and set goals so that you are actively working on short and medium-term training-oriented goals, and that is going to make the accomplishment of your big goals so much easier. Now, of course, many other things impact your ability to focus. Everything from how confident you are as an athlete to the level of mental toughness that you can display when the going gets tough. And so we're going to be talking a lot more about this on the Strength Running website and on the Strength Running email list. So if you're not on that, get on it right now. I'm going to talk more about sports psychology, building mental fitness, and all the mental skills like focus that help make running not only a lot easier, but much more productive for you. You're going to become a better runner, you're going to become a faster runner, and in the process, you're going to develop a lot of mental fitness along the way.